Hope you guys can hear me. I just want to check one thing. Just want to make sure that I've got everything set up, because sometimes I don't. Spectacular. I do. Just what I wanted. Okay. First off, let's say hi to the porch bees. It's a sunny day, so they're pretty happy, pretty excited. So today's episode, we're going to talk about. I think make sure I brought my cheat sheet with me. Brought a cheat sheet to make sure I could cover all my classes. Sweet, awesome. Cool. So today, since it's being the autumn equinox and Mabon, for those that might not be aware what Mabon is, we'll cover Mabon as well. We'll also talk a little bit about preparedness as we go for our walk, and we'll talk about a little bit of survival knowledge and some stuff that I think is probably important for us to be thinking about and stuff like that. Hey, Mark Boggs, how are you doing today? It's a lovely day here. Making sure everything's going to work out well. Is my sound coming in okay? So that's the only thing I can't currently test with this new setup, but we will see. So anyway, so going back to what I was saying, we'll cover a little bit of today being Mabon. We'll cover some survivalist stuff and some preparedness stuff, and we're gonna go walk up the lovely mountain. That's the way we're heading right now. Now that I'm almost done working for the census, I will have more time to do some more fun adventures. And if those of you that normally follow my channel, my 24/7 stream, the one with the farm, that is now exclusively on Mavis Pharmacy. So if you want to be able to follow, seeing what's going on with the farm and such like that. So okay, cool. And yeah, I'm also all my shows from now on through these shows will also be simulcast on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to document things. I want them to be able to document it to BitChute and other things just in case some craziness happens. I think some of the stuff we can talk about might have some relevance in the future, and so I just like to document things. So today is, and if you're in the northern hemisphere, is the autumn equinox. We're actually we're actually fairly close to the autumn equinox anyways. If you peek up, you'll see that we're really close to noon in the sky. Let's see if I can find a shadow to show you. Oh, here, we can look at my own shadow. So if we peek down, you can see my shadow is almost straight up and down. We've got probably another 20 minutes or so before we'd actually hit true noon. This is the day, the equal day and equal night, or as close to equal day and equal night as you can get. Still have lots of goldenrod blooming. A lot of the purple berry, a lot of the purple stuff blooming as well. And I have some hot apple cider. Why do I have hot apple cider? So we will start with that. So today is also Mabon. And for those that may not be aware of my woo, I do practice a handful of pagan ceremonies and pagan holidays, and Mabon is one of them. Mabon is it's a fall festival. It's a fall time. What I really like about Mabon though is the idea of Mabon is just to finish this year with good blessings. You know, the way a lot of pagans belief is winter is the rest period, and after winter is you start afresh with spring, or winter is the dying period. I like to more refer to it as the resting period, but right now we are preparing for rest. So this is like just waiting for the blankets of snow to come and to cover us up, and so that we can, you know, not be so busy. And so this is a time to sit and reflect, think about everything that's gone on throughout the course of the year, what you've done, what projects you've accomplished, what projects just need to be wrapped up because you haven't quite finished those projects yet. And how blessed you were to have everything that you currently have in your life. This isn't a time to say, I should have got that done. Man, can't believe I didn't get that done. This is the time to say, got a lot accomplished this year. I'm very blessed with everything, with all the bounty that I had access to. And how does that have to deal with apple cider? Warm apple cider is one of the drinks of the fall. Also one of the drinks of Mabon. It's a warm cider. I spent a lot of work pressing it, and now you are enjoying it being heated and enjoying all it took for that apple to make an apple throughout the course of the year. And what's great about apple cider is it's got an aroma that you just know exactly what it is, and it's just a very comforting aroma. And apple cider is good hot or cold, but on a wonderful morning, late morning as today, it's good to have some warm apple cider. So there's other, depending on how in depth you get with Mabon, there's a lot of other events. What I like about a lot of the pagan holidays that I celebrate is the pagan holidays also work very well into the preparedness world. A lot of the holidays that pagans used to celebrate also were giving you clues and were just, as me and Mark Boggs refer to a lot of stuff with religion, is just evolved knowledge. And so a lot of the pagan holidays were here to help pass along traditions for survival purposes. And so like with Mabon, it is about being prepared. You know, the weather's still going to be good for a little bit longer. You look back and you look at all the wonderful things that you've accomplished, but it's time not to start a new project. It's time to finish the projects that you currently have and to make sure your ducks are in a row and everything of that is ready for the harsh winter, because you really are going to buckle down. We've lost we've kind of, as humans, we've kind of lost the way we work with the seasons. A winter is more of a slow time. It's where you prepare a lot of food ahead of time. We do a lot of squirreling, and you store a lot of awesome food. And with that awesome food, that helps. So you don't have to do so much work. So you don't have to expel so much energy in the winter, and you can just rest and enjoy yourself and sit by the fire and reflect with your friends And that's something that I think because we've heated our houses so efficiently and we've electrified our houses and we've just, we've got used to that 9 to 5, hustle and bustle that a lot of times winter is just often overlooked as a time of resting. Sucks that the trucks are so loud right now, but that's a beautiful view right now. Beautiful day here. Barely a cloud in the sky. So, the other thing that deals very well with Mabon right now is talking about preparedness. Now, I know we've been talking about this. You've heard me talk about this pretty much all summer, all spring. But, I started to challenge my mind the other day, and I thought, what would be a great way to challenge my mind as someone who is a preparedness, but as someone who can explain to other folks how to be better prepared? How can I challenge my mind, and how can I find my faults so I can share those so others don't have to make mistakes that I make? And so one of the ways that I've came in my head that's made sense is to say, next time I go to the store, if this is the last time that I could go to the store, and I knew that this was the last time that I could go to the store, what would I buy to be able to survive for however long I would like to, however long I think I may have to go without going to the store again. Now, that might be 6 months. In my region with the way cold and such happens, if I look at it in that way, I may not go back to the store till March. So I would look at that as a 4 or 5 month venture. So what would I get? What do I need? What supplies are that important? And so I kind of do that challenge to you guys out there for the preparedness stuff. We live in very unstable times. So I think that there's a lot of trickery going on. There's a lot of chaos. If you follow anything dealing with the news on any side, you'll notice that they're doing everything that they can to make sure that life is just as chaotic and crazy and you don't know what to think about anything. But what you do know is your health. So think about things that would make you healthy. Think about things that would make you happy. What if we do get, shut in again? What would you like to have on your persons if you can't have things delivered to your houses? And those are some supplies that I think that you should have. Now, of course, I am simply talking about this for completely people like myself who do not plan on bugging out. This is more designed for the stay in and not the bug out. If you want to talk about bugging out, if things get really bad and where to go, we will talk about that later, or you can contact me privately and we can have those conversations, because I do have a lot of advice for folks that are in cities that need to bug out. But right now we're kind of just talking about the stay in. We're going to be in our house. And as Mark put off about me growing the beard back, I have to grow the beard back because the winter months are here, and I also know I'm going to be in less contact with people. So that means that my gas mask doesn't need to fit as much as well anymore. And I'm also, like me and Mark have had conversations before, I'm concerned, but scared is not something that I am concerned when we talk about currently the knowledge that we have. Currently, I'm more concerned about civil unrest and more concerned about power grabbing of bad people doing really bad things. So, and I think they're going to use the cover of everything going on now, because I'm seeing it all over the place. So that's why I'm making some of the decisions that I'm making. And that's why we're talking about this. We're talking about being prepared. We're talking about what you should have on your persons, what you should have in your house, and if you are how can I say this the most respectful way possible? If you are the main provider for your family, in most cases this would be possibly the man of the family, but maybe in some situations the woman is more prepared. It should be a good team between the two of you, but regardless, it is your duty, your responsibility to make sure you, your family, and even your extended family has what they need to get through whatever tough times are upon us. And who knows what those tough times are going to be. You know, this 2020, the craziest stuff has happened so far. So, what is this on the ground? Oh, it's just here. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. But it is just a piece of plastic. But being that I've got a cell tower right above me, it's always interesting to see if these things. Okay, back to our walk adventures. Put this on a little bit. There we go. Sometimes my gimbal sticks. And as Mark is saying there, sometimes it is okay to be scared. And it's okay to to not know what the future has to offer, because bad people are really good at doing lots of bad things. But one thing that I can easily say is that the more prepared you are, the shorter period of time you are afraid. When you have a plan in place, and those that have listened to me talk or talked to me or know me personally know that I am a pessimist, an optimist. I like to have a plan for everything. I have plans for weird ass shit. And I do that because I like to have a default setting in my head where if something happens, I know what I'm going to do. Some of it might be completely irrational, but I have a plan in place. The hardest plan I have right now is if I had to leave here, what I would do. That's the hardest one for me to grasp around. I have a plan for it. I don't like this plan, but I do have a plan for if I had to leave the grounds of Mavis. So this advice I'm going to give next is more towards just those of us here in the States. Without being a doom and gloomer, the next 2 months are going to be, maybe the next 4 months, are going to be rather chaotic. You're going to have a lot of loved ones argue amongst themselves. You're going to have people do power grabs in ways that we haven't seen in a long time. You're going to see lots of sown chaos. My hope is this just stays very light, and it stays just arguing in words and angry yelling and Facebook conversations. But I also am not holding my breath that that is what is going to happen. So that means that it's a good idea to have what you need so you can limit your exposure out into the real world. And so I think that the exposure out into the real world is just really good advice. And not because we're scared of some virus, not because we're scared of some gunman. So not because of, lots of silliness like that, but because as someone who's good at being prepared, as someone who should think about what you do on a regular basis, and as someone who is probably, and I'm speaking to most of you that are listening to this, You're the ones that are controlling your life, probably in charge of others' lives. Maybe your families, maybe your parents.